In this session, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the details of code generation, just to get a bigger sense of what's going on behind the scenes and what else it can do. A lot of times when you deal with code generators, they're pretty inflexible, pretty rigid, I guess. They usually do what they do pretty well. If you know the boundaries and you kind of know how to work around it or within those boundaries. I've been doing code generation type tools and stuff for a long time, about 25 years now, I guess. And so over time you learn what works and what doesn't work, and kind of adjusting things, and there's a sense of knowing kind of when things are fitting together just right, and keeping things simplistic, I guess, is a good way to kind of keep things going. One of the things is, from a model, the information that you have here, how can we then have code generation? Well, it's pretty straightforward as far as saying, okay, I know the information here, I'm going to take that and I'm going to start generating all these reports or XML files or whatever it's going to be. Well, the information within a model itself is a model itself. So OABuilder was built using the same type of functionality that it even generates now. So this is an example of how it works. And if we look at the UI of this and how it all interacts together, is it's using a OA model, this reactive model that I've been calling it, and as I click on different things, it automatically knows how to react in other areas along with it. If I click on a link, it knows to bring up a link, the link interface down here. It knows how to show it right here. If I click on it again, it's going to go down to the other place on the link because it's linked from one object to the other. If I click on the object, if I click on an object, it's going to bring it into view and show it here. If I click on, as I click on different things here, it knows how to shift the model. If I scroll this up, I want that object to automatically come up and be displayed on the screen. So as I click on that, then if I click on this other object, it knows to bring them in view over here, highlight them and stuff. The code behind this, each one of these components is only going off a model. This button click doesn't have anything to do as far as coding with this object showing up, with a certain tab being shown up over here, or anything else. The same with checking any of these things. These are bound to something within the model. These other components are also bound within that, and it allows them to just kind of have a way of just reacting to the model only and kind of controlling how all this has worked. Now, since there's a lot of information that goes in here in the generate the UI, coding wise, within OABuilder, there's a whole package of code generation, and what it will do is it will take that model, depending on what type of code generator it's doing, and it will break it down into separate components. Use those components and then produce the code out of that. And what's nice about that is that allows us, again, to kind of take things down to a simple level, pieces parts, and then bring those together, those pieces parts. Like here is all the different pieces parts that are going to be made up of a UI. Here's all of the references that have a type of 1. Here's all the ones that have a mini. Here's all of the property, the information I want to know about the property. So within the model information here, there doesn't have the code that's going to get generated. It has information about that part of the model, or that piece of data about the model. So the code generation will go through a stepped approach. The first step is it will then convert everything into its own simple specific components with the code automatically put in. So it will fill out this information with code, and then once they're all filled out, then the generator itself will pull all those in and then generate, using those components, the full app, or that whole portion of the app for that. So what's nice is, one of the things that the OABuilder tool set has built into it is the fact that it inherits all the MVC reactive model type stuff that comes from OA, And then what it offers is this pretty advanced code generation techniques that allow us to get, some of these applications that are 100% generated code for us, and working with the templates and stuff like that. Here's a template generator which basically takes the template project and will take the model, break it down into pieces, parts, and then pull in the template model, and then actually combine those two and create our whole structure for our application.